Start out by lying on your back with your knees bent, feet flat, arms down at your sides or on your belly. Find symmetry in your joints. Shoulders are on one line. Hips, knees, and feet are all well aligned. Draw in a deep breath through the nose. Expand your belly below the rib cage. Exhale fully out the nose or the mouth. And again, deep breath. Exhale. As you connect with your breath, notice how your body feels in this position right now. Make little tiny adjustments as needed. Try to get your body relaxed and grounded. Continue connecting with your breath. You can close your eyes. Begin to visualize an intention that you would like to set for your practice today. Breathe life into that intention. And honor it. Begin to move the spine and pelvis gently by rocking forward and backward. Exhale as you curl the tailbone under, flattening the lower back down into the mat or the blanket. Inhale as you rock the pelvis forward, creating space. Exhale, tuck and imprint, one vertebra at a time. Inhale as you arch, allowing the rib cage to flare naturally. Sending your focus and intention to the lumbar spine and the sacroiliac joints, the abdominal wall, and the pelvic floor. Imagine that you are hydrating the joints, the muscles, and the nerves, all in this area of the body as you continue pelvic tilt. 2 more sets. Coupling your movements with your breath. Relax your abdomen. Heel toe your feet apart about mat width. Hands can stay on the belly or out into a T. Begin to rock your knees over to the right and turn your head gently to the left, feeling a little gentle spine twist. And then return by imprinting 1 vertebra at a time, and then switching sides. And continue rocking the knees as you breathe in and out. Notice any restrictions through the spine or the hips, the neck or the shoulders, and even through the rib cage. Four more repetitions. Heel toe your feet. Heel toe your feet back to the midline. Hug your knees into the chest and gently stretch, rocking the knees up and down and side to side. Create little circles and reverse. Rest feet down onto the mat. Turn the palms in and inhale as you reach your arms straight up to the sky, overhead. Exhale to float the arms back down next to your hips. Inhale, reach. And exhale, float home. Now focusing your attention on your shoulder joints. You have 4 sets of shoulder joints. There are the glenohumeral joints, which are the ball and socket, where the rotator cuff surrounds that joint. You also have the AC joint, the acromioclavicular joint, and that's where your outer shoulder connects with the collarbone. Another set of joints is the sternoclavicular, which is where the sternum and the clavicle or collarbone connect. And then last but not least, the scapulothoracic joints. That's where your shoulder blade connects with your rib cage. Palms touch up to the sky. Open the arms out wide as you inhale. Exhale, close palms so they touch. And here you're concentrating on a little bit more movement through the AC and the SC joints, where the collarbone joints connect. So creating mobility in this direction can help to reduce compression and weakness of the joints and muscles. Elongate the back of your neck with a gentle chin lock. Continue to breathe deeply through the nose, allowing abdominal diaphragmatic breathing. One more. Rest hands on the belly. Tuck the tailbone under, flatten your lower back fully into the surface, and then release that position slightly to find neutral spine. Poke your fingertips on your lower abdominal wall. So it's where your hip points are. That's called the ASIS. It stands for the anterior superior iliac spine. You want to move your fingers right inward and maybe a little lower from that point. So you're poking your fingertips. Clear your throat. Cough lightly. Huff. And then imagine drawing your belly button towards the tailbone. Draw the tailbone towards the belly button without moving your spine. You should feel firming of the lower transversus abdominis muscle and a contraction in the pelvic floor. Relax. And do it again. Make sure that your tailbone doesn't curl or your back flattens more. Just maintain neutral spine. So tuck fully, release slightly. That's neutral. Poke fingertips in. Engage your abdominals by drawing your belly button towards the coccyx bone, your tailbone. And you should feel firmness and contraction in the pelvic floor. Breathe through the nose, little sips of air. You might feel a little shaking because this is a lot of work. And then relax. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. That releases your SI joint. So that belly button towards the tailbone is a cue that can help you engage the transversus abdominis without making it pooch out. If you engage your core really hard, you make it firm, but sometimes people allow their abdominal wall to kind of pop out too much. And actually you want it to engage fully, but also flatten and compress the midsection. Everything back to the middle. Find neutral spine. Maybe rocking the pelvis back and forth, back and release slightly. Engage your core transversus abdominis with whatever cue works for you. Whether it's something's gonna drop onto your stomach, draw your belly button towards the tailbone, or just brace and breathe. Begin to march in place, floating right knee up above your hip and left knee up above your hip. Maintain such stillness in the pelvis and the lower spine, as if your pelvis is anchored with a seatbelt. Become aware of how your neck and shoulders respond to stabilizing everything in the midsection. Transition to hip release. Open one knee out to the side a few inches. Exhale, bring it back in and switch without letting the contralateral pelvis rock up. So contralateral is the opposite. As I open my right knee out to the right side, the left pelvic bone doesn't go anywhere. It stays anchored with that imaginary seatbelt. You may feel a lot of inner thigh, outer thigh glute activation here. Even the neck muscles are straining a little bit as you maintain stabilization from head to tailbone. One more on each side. Good. Hug your knees into the chest and release by stretching and moving. Rest, feet down onto the ground, arms wherever they're most comfortable. Make a gentle chin lock. So it's not a full double chin. You can start there, double chin, and a slight release. Find neutral spine, flatten fully, release slightly. Draw belly button towards the tailbone, and then lift your head a millimeter. Just barely lifting my hair off of the ground, feeling the effects of gravity through the weight of my skull. Rest, release, nod it out. Again, chin lock, belly lock, pelvic lock, hover. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax and release. Nod your head side to side again. That will strengthen the deepest muscles in your cervical spine, longus colli, longus capitis, and the multifidi in the back of the neck. Full neck nod will kick in more of the superficial muscles of the neck, but you can maintain that deep stability in your neck by maintaining that gentle chin lock. Find those locks, chin lock, belly lock, pelvic lock. Lift your head and shoulder blades up off of the mat. Curl your chin to your chest. Look right at your belly button. Broaden the collarbones. Glide shoulder blades down the the back. And then float your arms above the floor. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your chin tucked as you lower your body back down with control and grace as you nod your head side to side to release. Back to the midline, chin lock, belly lock, root lock. Lift head, shoulder blades up off of mat. Curl your chin up, looking at your belly button. Float your fingertips up and hold it here as you march your right knee up above your hip. Lower and switch. Left knee, lower and switch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tuck chin, roll down, relax, move, breathe, and stretch. Hug your right knee in, placing your hands underneath of the knee. You can extend your left leg long if you want, if you need an extra stretch in the front of the hip flexor. And then begin to straighten your right leg up to the sky and bend it back in. This is called jackknife stretch. You're lengthening the hamstring and the glute, the sciatic nerve. If you flex your toes towards your shin, you're going to feel this a lot in the calf, the Achilles tendon, and all the nerves that run through. 2 more. Hold it up there and flex point your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle your foot around and reverse. Rest, foot down, lift left knee up to the chest. Options, straighten your right leg long to get more stretch in the right hip flexor, and then begin jackknife stretch with the left leg. Breathe deeply. Notice how the left hip, knee, ankle, foot feel. Increase your neural tension stretch by pulling toes up towards your shin. Feeling more of that length now in the back of the calf, the heel, and even deeper stretching through the sciatic nerve. Keep the leg lifted now as you flex and point your toes. Dorsiflexion, plantar flexion. Toes up toward your shin, toes away from your shin. Circle the foot around and reverse. Bend knee, rest your foot, stretch your legs out, shake them out a little bit, or just find a position that feels good. Slide the knees back up so that your feet are flat on the mat. Find neutral spine and engage belly lock, pelvic lock, or root lock, and chin lock. Now begin to lift your right knee up. Hold that position. Flatten your back a little bit more as you lift your left knee up as well. This is called tabletop. Knees can touch or be apart. Feet can be relaxed or flexed, whatever you need. And then take your fingertips on top of the rib cage as you press the base of your rib cage down. So now you're not only flattening the lower back, but also the thoracic area as well. You'll feel your abdominals maybe trembling a little bit as you're pressing rib cage and spine down. Keep holding and breathing. Tuck your chin, lift your head, hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in and rest. Deep breath in and a full breath out. Release knees in tabletop again. Brace the core and tuck your hands under the tailbone, or you can use your blanket fold to assist. If you need that, it will help you to flatten or imprint your back more. Lift your head and shoulder blades up off of the mat as an option. And now let's begin dynamic movement. Tap one foot down to the ground, switch, lower lift, lower and lift. Heel taps or toe taps, it doesn't matter. You're just trying to activate all the muscles in the front of the body. Front of the neck all the way down to the pelvic floor. Breathe in and out continuously. 3, 2, 1. Relax everything. Take your favorite stretch. Release your neck. I feel it in my neck the most. Straighten the right leg long on the mat. Bend your left knee so that the foot is flat on the ground. Your hands can come back to the rib cage in front of the pelvis. And I want you to draw those points close together. So your thumb and middle finger draw towards each other. There's still a tiny bit of space under my lower back. I could fit maybe a little caper or a tiny blueberry. Lock your right knee, pull toes up to shin, keep your neck supported, kick your leg up to the height of your opposite knee. Press through the heel as you lower your leg back down to the ground. Press through the heel as you lift it. So now you're really engaging a synergistic co-contraction in the front thigh, back thigh, front shin, back shin. Pressing your heel away. You should feel your right leg kind of trembling because you're activating the muscles so intentionally. One more. Hug it in, relax your abs, stretch your hip. Switch, right foot down, left leg long, toes up to the shin. Brace, breathe, lift up through thick molasses. Lift it just to the height of your opposite knee, no higher than that. Press through the heel, out and lengthen. Keep engaging your quadricep. So when you're really engaging that front thigh muscle, your kneecap lifts. TATD breath, power breath. Hug your knee into the chest and then release it. Relax your abs and your rib cage. Okay, cross left ankle over the right knee. This is called figure 4 stretch. You can either stay here in this position, feeling plenty of length on the outer left thigh. You could also bring your whole left leg in towards your chest, supporting your left foot with the right hand, supporting your left knee with your left hand, and then just drawing that in. And once again, feeling that stretch in the outer thigh and the back thigh. You could also take the stretch deeper by bringing the right leg up, threading your arm in between the legs and the outer hand out here as you pull. Sometimes it feels good to lift the head. So whatever feels good to you to stretch your left hip. Draw on a deep breath. And exhale completely. Inhale. Engage your core abdominals as you release and switch sides. Right ankle crosses over the left knee. Notice how this feels throughout your entire hip complex, even through the knee. Don't allow any tweaks or twinges on the outer or inner part of the knee. You can draw your right thigh in close to the chest and just sort of cradle your leg in, deepening the stretch. If you want more, lift the thigh up, thread your arm through, and pull on the left thigh. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Again. And exhale. Engage core as you release your knees back down. Tiny windshield wiper legs, just rock side to side and back and forth. Remove the yoga block from under the head or any pillow that causes your neck to be lifted in flexion. So you're going to be completely flat on the floor like me. With the knees bent, feet flat, arms down at your sides. Knees are about hip width apart. Curl the tailbone under. Peel your tailbone off of the ground, segment by segment, bone by bone. Hollow your belly. So try to make a little scoop as you lift, maintaining posterior pelvic tilt. Then lower down one vertebra at a time, segment by segment, bone by bone. Inhale, rock pelvis forward. Exhale, tuck, imprint. One segment at a time. Lift your bottom up into a bridge. Hollow the belly. Hold it and pulse your hips up and down. Tiny little pulses. If you feel any vulnerability in the hamstrings, like they want to cramp up, come out of the position and then go right back in. As you're pulsing your hips up, you should feel max engagement of the glute maximus, pelvic floor, and the hamstrings. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt down one vertebra at a time. Stretch your legs out long, shake them out. Slide the heels up, knees bent, feet flat. I always like to place my thumbs on the base of the rib cage and my middle finger on the front of the pelvic bones, so that when I curl the tailbone under, I can feel those fingers coming closer towards each other versus spreading apart. So you want to keep the pelvic bone and rib cage bone points close. Hold this position. Lift your right heel so you're staying on the ball of your foot. Lower switch, left heel, lower and switch. You're just turning on the calf and the hamstring muscles more. Keep maintaining neutral spine through the pelvis. Chin lock, belly lock, pelvic lock. 4, 3, 2, 1. Melt down, segment by segment, bone by bone. You can either hug your knees into the chest or stretch your legs out long on the mat, or both. Last part of the bridge series, we're going to move with the arms. With your knees bent, feet flat, arms down at your sides, thumbs up, so your palms are facing inward. Curl the tailbone under, lift your bottom up into a bridge, hold this position, and then float the arms straight up to the sky, overhead, maybe touching the floor. You don't have to, but if it's available, go for it. And then reach your arms up to the sky and float your hands right back down next to your hips. Keep your hips lifted as you reach again. If you feel pinching sensations through the shoulders, you can open your arms wider into a V. Let's do 3 more. Controlled shoulder flexion and shoulder extension. Last 2. And 1. Melt your spine down 1 vertebra at a time. And then recline cobblers. Draw the soles of your feet together and butterfly your knees out. If this bothers your back, you can tuck or you can hug your feet in towards the chest. So you're doing more of a more hip flexion, and you can reach for your feet and pull. Otherwise, in a reclined position, your knees just open and you relax and breathe here. Bring the knees back to the midline. Feet are hip width or wider apart. Rock your knees over to the right. Place your right foot on top of your left knee. Allow that foot to give some overpressure as you begin to stretch your left side waist and rib cage. Reach your right arm across the body and see if you can pull on the rib cage even more. So I'm really twisting. Only do it if it feels safe to you. You're going to feel a huge stretch everywhere. Come out of it slowly, the same way you went in. Bringing your body back to the middle, resting your foot down and switch. Knees roll to the left. Left foot rests on top of the right thigh, giving it overpressure or traction. Left arm reaches up and over the midline, clasping onto the rib cage. Using the right hand to lift the rib cage up, getting a big stretch in certain spots of the spine that are really hard to get to. Don't forget to take a deep breath in and out. Come out of the position the same way you went in. Reverse gently. Rest your feet. And then roll over onto your side. Stay on your side for a moment. Press your hand and elbow down into the ground to allow your body a smooth transition. So you're sitting up and then transition onto all fours. So you can grab a blanket fold or a cushion under the knees, yoga blocks under the hands, grips, whatever you need to get into 4-point position. Rock your body back and forth, side to side. Let your head hang. Release your neck. Create circles clockwise 5 times. Counterclockwise 5 times. Just appreciating the change of position. Going from supine to 4-point can feel relieving, or it could feel more challenging. Rest in child's pose. Sit back, hips to heels, chest to thighs, forehead to mat. You can modify this into a tall kneel if needed. This is your restorative pose. You can take this anytime you need. Rise up. All fours. Align hands under shoulders, knees under hips. If your shoulders are sensitive, you could open your arms slightly wider and slightly forward. Same thing goes for the knees. Knees are under the hips, but if you need to make a modification, you can scoot your knees back slightly or out a little wider. Curl the tailbone under, scoop the belly, round spine, cat. Inhale, lift your tailbone up to the sky, open the chest collarbones, head elevates into cow. Lead with the tailbone. Scoop the belly around your spine, segment by segment, bone by bone. Lead with the tailbone as you open the chest collarbones up. Segment by segment, hydrating your entire spinal column. Broaden the collarbones, draw your shoulders down the back, away from ears. Listen to your body. Honor your intention. Increase your interoception, your body's ability to detect injury. Rest your body into a tall kneel or child's pose. You can create a little counter pose for your wrists. Breathe deeply in and out. Rise up, all fours. Find neutral spine, balancing a hot cup of coffee on the lower back. So you don't want your back to sag, tuck and flatten. And then with the upper back, don't round, but rather stick your chest out. You might have to open your arms a little bit wider apart. Try to get the upper back flat. And then the head and neck, we might easily drop the head down. So if you can pull your chin back so your ears are in line with your shoulders, you could balance a cup of espresso on the back of the neck. Feel what muscles communicate with each other just to hold this position. Curl your toes forward towards the shins. Don't move, shift forward or back much. Just hover your knees an inch above the ground. Keep using those deep core muscles from head to toe. Rest. Release child's pose, chest to thighs, forehead to mat. Release the wrists. Second set. 4-point position, neutral spine, head to tailbone. Curl the toes forward towards the shins. Lift your knees maybe a little higher, 2 to 3 inches, and then oscillate back and forth. Tiny little glides. You're gonna feel your quads work and your shoulders work a little more. Sew your belly button towards the spine. 3, 2, 1. Rest into a kneeling pose. Reverse prayer. So the backs of the wrists come together If your knees don't like this or your hips, then you can come up into a tall kneel. Place your hands behind your lower back. Gently stretch your back, opening up the chest rib cage. Drop your head back if that feels safe. Return back down to all fours. Hands, knees, neutral spine, head to tailbone. Reach the right arm forward. Hold it, de-shrug, kick the left leg back, toes in contact with the mat. Square your hips and lift your left leg up off the ground. Balance, 2, 3, 4, 5. Return arm down, knee down, left arm reaches forward, de-shrug, kick the right foot back, toes in contact. As long as you can maintain neutral, lift your leg and hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch. Right arm, left leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Left arm, right leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Let's lie down in Shavasana and just pray that I can get you through your meditation. And if I disappear, just stay in Shavasana. But when you lie on your back, hug your knees into the chest. So take your time setting up your yoga couch. This meditation will guide you in visualizing color at each chakra. Visualizing color will help you open up your third eye. This is your center of clear vision. Light energy runs the red to violet spectrum, and so do the chakras. The first chakra is at the base of the spine. This represents security and grounding. It has a slower and denser, warmer vibration of red light. Whereas the seventh chakra is at the crown of your head. This is your spiritual consciousness. It has the faster, lighter, and cooler vibration of the color violet. Allow yourself to feel the difference as your awareness shifts through all 7 chakras. Close your eyes and draw in a long, deep breath. Release it out slowly. And continue allowing your breath to become full, deep, relaxed. As you count from 10 to 0, allow your rational mind to rest, and you will become more receptive to the wisdom of your soul and its healing power. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You are now very deeply relaxed. Focus your attention far above the top of your head, out into the heavens. Get in touch with a brilliant, powerful white light and energy flowing down towards you. Allow yourself to experience this light energy flowing all around you and through you, filling your body with its radiance. Which, with each deep breath, you inhale this light. As it fills and surrounds you, it gently permeates your entire being and joins the river of life energy already filling your body. Focus your attention at the base of your spine, where your tailbone is located. This is your root chakra, your center of security. safety, and grounding in the physical world. Get in touch with the white light in your first chakra as it gently moves in a circular motion. As the light energy slowly opens up your root chakra, it becomes bright red. Feel the energy and vibration of this red light as it gently moves into a circular motion. Feel this red light energy flowing down through your legs, into your feet, into the ground, connecting you with the earth. Notice any sensations and emotions that arise as you connect with the physical nature of your body and the earth. Gradually allow the energy in your first chakra to continue flowing upwards in a spiral motion into your second chakra, the center of your pelvis. This is your center of creativity and life force. As the light energy opens up your second chakra, it becomes bright orange and moves gently in a circular motion. Notice any sensations and emotions that arise as you connect with your creative life force. Gradually allow this energy in your second chakra to continue flowing upwards in a spiral motion into your third chakra. This is the solar plexus between your rib cage. This is your center of physical willpower and motivation, vitality. As the light energy opens up the third chakra, it becomes a bright yellow and moves gently into a circular motion. Notice any sensations and emotions that arise as you connect with your physical willpower, motivation, and vitality. Gradually allow this energy in your third chakra to continue flowing upwards in a spiraling motion to your fourth chakra. As the light energy opens up your fourth chakra, it becomes bright green and moves gently into a circular motion. Notice any sensations that arise as you connect with your heart. Allow this energy to move from your heart to flow upwards into a spiraling motion into your fifth chakra, which is in the center of the throat. As the light energy opens up the fifth chakra, it becomes bright blue. Notice any sensations and emotions that arise as you connect with your self-expression. Allow this energy to flow upwards into your sixth chakra between your eyebrows. This is your center of psychic sight, true vision. As the light energy opens up your third eye, it becomes a bright indigo and moves gently into a circular motion. Notice sensations and emotions that arise as you connect with your ability to see clearly. Allow this energy in your third eye to continue flowing upwards in a flowing motion into the seventh chakra. This is at the crown of your head, your center of spiritual consciousness and direct knowing. As the light energy opens up your seventh chakra, becomes a bright violet and moves gently in a circular motion. Notice any sensations and emotions that arise as you connect with your spiritual consciousness your awareness to slowly scan down through all of your chakras. As you visualize each color, let yourself feel the energy moving in a circular motion around each center. When you reach your first chakra at the base of your spine, reconnect with the red light energy moving down through your legs and your feet as you feel the sense of grounding. On the count of 10, you may open your eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can flower your eyes open. Draw your palms together to the front of the heart with a gentle bow. I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up today, for yourself, and for this beautiful community. I wish you all light and peace. Namaste.